The story of Hagar and Ishmael, Genesis 16 and 21. Abram, later Abraham, and his wife Sarai, later Sarah, had been living in Canaan for many years without children. God had promised Abram descendants, but Sarai was barren and growing older. In desperation, Sarai suggested a custom of that time, giving her Egyptian servant, Hagar, to Abram as a concubine so she could bear children on Sarai's behalf. Abram agreed. When Hagar conceived, her attitude towards Sarai changed. She began to look down on her mistress, perhaps feeling elevated in status because she could give Abram a child. Sarai, hurt and angry, complained to Abram, who told her she could do as she wished with Hagar. Sarai treated Hagar so harshly that Hagar fled into the wilderness. In the desert, near a spring, the angel of the Lord found Hagar and called her by name, a rare honor for a servant. He asked where she was going. Hagar replied that she was running away from Sarai. The angel told her to return and submit to Sarai, but also gave her a remarkable promise. She would have a son, to be named Ishmael, God hears, because God had heard her misery. Ishmael would be strong, independent, and live freely, though often in conflict with others. Hagar was amazed that she had seen God and lived, calling him El-Roi, the God who sees me. She returned and gave birth to Ishmael, with Abram at the age of 86. Years later, when Ishmael was a teenager, Sarah miraculously gave birth to Isaac, the child of promise, just as God had said. At Isaac's weaning feast, Sarah saw Ishmael mocking Isaac. Fearing Ishmael might threaten Isaac's position as heir, she told Abraham, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son, for that slave woman's son will never share in the inheritance with my son Isaac." This deeply distressed Abraham because Ishmael was his son too. But God told him not to be afraid, for Isaac was the promised heir, and Ishmael would also become a great nation because he was Abraham's son. Early the next morning, Abraham gave Hagar bread and a skin of water, and sent her away with Ishmael. They wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. When the water ran out, Hagar placed Ishmael under a bush and moved away, not wanting to watch him die. She sat down and wept. Then the angel of God called to her from heaven. "Do not be afraid, God has heard the boy crying." He told her to lift Ishmael up, for God would make him into a great nation. God opened her eyes to see a well of water. She filled the skin and gave Ishmael a drink. Ishmael grew up in the wilderness, becoming a skilled archer. He lived in the desert of Paran, and Hagar found him a wife from Egypt. God's promise to make him a great nation continued through his 12 sons, ancestors of many Arab tribes. Please do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel for more biblical stories.